Hello everyone and welcome to Talking Good Games. Just finished Cambridge United 2, West Ham United 4, Greg Taylor's testimonial. It ended fun. I don't know why I've got this in. It ended like a testimonial. Let's discuss the highlights. 6 goals, obviously. We'll have a little discussion about some players as well. And I'm going to start with a disclaimer. It was only a friendly. I'm aware of that. It's a glorified training match. That's all it was. But we've only got 3 of them. We've got this one, we play Udinese, and we also play Fulham prior to the Boxing Day game against Arsenal. But West Ham are back. I would like to say I missed them. Not really. I've got into the World Cup, actually. But West Ham are back anyway, so we watched the game. It was live on YouTube. Anyway, it was 1-0 Cambridge. Before that, actually, Aaron Creswell went off injured. Now, earlier on today, Ekwah went off injured from Morocco, a bit more serious. He limped off and he looks a bit better. He's done a tweet as well, which is basically saying, congratulations to our team. We're in the quarterfinals. Can't wait for it, blah, blah, blah. No mention of his injury or anything like that, which could be taken a good thing. And when the full-time whistle went in that game, he was jumping around and stuff, so that's positive. But we all had to endure that heart-in-mouth moment when Ekwah went off injured, and I still have a little bit of fear as to how serious that injury is. And then about 15 minutes in to this game, Aaron Creswell just walks off the pitch. I assume he's picked up a knock of some sort or a muscle strain. So he's off injured as well. Zuma's had his surgery. Heck, that's 3 of our back 4 out, injured possibly for the Arsenal game. So not ideal. They made it 1-0 in true West Ham fashion. We went a goal down to Cambridge United. Corner kick came in, it was poor defending, lashed home on the half volley. Nice finish by Rossi. Nothing Fabianski could do about it. But they only had the lead for about 2 minutes. Jared Bowen, a nice goal, actually, from Jared Bowen. Pablo Finals intercepted some lazy play by Cambridge on our left-hand side, dinked over for Downs, headed down to Antonio, gave it back to Downs, flicked it to Bowen, right foot finish, high into the net. A really good finish, and actually Bowen was probably the player I would have liked to have seen score tonight. He's somebody that we need to get up and running. If we can get last season's Jared Bowen back for the Arsenal game onwards, we'll do all right this season. He'll do all right this season, but we've not seen it yet. So it's nice to see him get on the score sheet. And we went 2-1 up through an own goal. A ball coming from the left back. I think our midfielder touched it, went in. But at half-time, I'll be honest with you, at half-time, I wasn't that happy. I know it's only a friendly. However, I couldn't help but cast my mind back to the summer, the pre-season friendlies. And I remember after the second friendly, the third friendly, the fourth friendly, I remember sitting on the videos and that saying, we were lacking a bit of creativity. It was a bit boring. But I said it for every single friendly. And while it's only a friendly, if it's happening in every game, there's something there that's warning signs a little bit. And then the season got up and running and you think, well, the friendlies were just that, warnings. So at half-time in this game, I thought, I was hoping for a little bit more, if I'm honest with you. Yes, I know, don't get injured. I mean, someone did. Don't get injured. It's only a friendly, yada, yada. But I almost wanted a little bit of encouragement that West Ham fans, don't worry. We realise where we are in the league. We realise it's not been good enough so far. We're going to be working hard over the next 3 weeks to make sure that when Arsenal comes round, we're ready to go, hit the ground running in the Premier League. I was hoping to see a bit more encouragement, if I'm honest with you. And I thought the first half was pretty poor, if you like, from both teams. It was quite a training session to some extent. But this is the problem, wasn't it? When I spoke to Greg on Sunday, he was saying his manager could have done without this game. Cambridge are down the bottom of the table as well. They could have done without it. Obviously, we need it in order to get back to the Premier League. So 2.5 time, we rang the changes, and it made a bit of a difference. I think the second half was a bit more fun. I think the second half had a bit more of a testimonial end-to-end feel about it, mainly due to Benrahma and then the youngsters coming on for West Ham. I felt that the youngsters brought that little bit of enthusiasm that we were perhaps missing from a bit of a laid-back attitude for the first 45 minutes, hour or so from West Ham. In the first half, by the way, I thought Bowen was enthusiastic. I thought Finals and Downs were enthusiastic. And I'm aware the word enthusiastic isn't necessarily a compliment, but that's how I felt. I thought they were buzzing around. They were looking busy. But like I said, we were just missing a little bit of the X factor, if you like. And you could tell it was laid back. Ogbonna had a bit of a what a moment in the first half. Just a far too casual back pass or across the in front of his. He was at the halfway line, but there's that rule in football: never go across the face of your own goal, kind of thing. And he did that without really looking and got caught out for it. And we made it 3-1. Side Benrahma with a pick of the bunch, probably. Skamaka did all right to keep it in, flick it to Benrahma. Bit of a solo effort without really skinning anyone. He travelled quite a distance with the ball outside the box, cut inside from the left. All the time he was just cutting aside bit by bit. Got to about 20 yards out and just bent it. I'll say top corner to be generous to the goalkeeper for Cambridge. It wasn't exactly pinpoint hard or anything. It was enough. It was a good finish, but I think I'd expect a Premier League goalkeeper to save it comfortably. Let's put it that way. But it was good from Benrahma. It's good to see because he's probably the in-form attacking player coming into the World Cup break. And, well, he certainly had a spring in his step. He was the one that was running around and looking busy in the second half. And a joy to watch, actually. He did his rainbow flick later on, which is, this is the type of game you can do stuff like that. Would he do it in the Premier League? Possibly. I mean, he probably would, actually. But this is the type of game you do it in. It's a little bit of fun, a little bit of entertainment for the fans that have turned up and stuff. And that was nice to see. And then we made it 4-1. Ekwah. Now, he's somebody that I remember having high hopes for when we signed him because Chelsea wanted to keep him. I remember Chelsea being a bit aggrieved that he'd left, but he came to West Ham. And obviously, because we've only signed him a year and a half ago, he's not eligible for the Europa Conference League squad, which would have been a really good competition to blood him in, but we're unable to play him without registering him, and we've got too many first team players. So it was nice to get a look at him. He's been impressive for under 21s this season. Really, really good to go. Took the corners as well. I thought he just looks comfortably like one of the best players at that age group that might step up into the first team. Whether he does or not, we'll have to wait and see. But tonight, I thought he looked quite nice, and a nice 1-2 with Potts. Nice finish, nice tidy finish from the edge of the area, low into the corner. Again, the keeper didn't budge, but a good moment for him as well. And then we made it 4-2. I don't want to talk about individual performers in just a second. 4-2. Taylor got his goal, didn't he? These things are usually fixed. Now, obviously, when they got the penalty, from then on it was staged. Randolph could have ran further out of his goal with a bigger smile on his face if he tried. But Emerson, it's a poor ball from Emerson, let's be honest with you. It's a bit like dog ball, I think. Too casual, too laid back, gets cut out into the box. Lang's bursting his arse to get back to stop him. I guess he does stop him, but he fouls him in the process as well. And Greg Taylor gets his goal, then gets substituted. It was a nice moment for him as well to get his goal and Randall to play his part by making sure his man. All he had to do was get on target and he had the goal there. Testimonial vibes. I liked it. In terms of individual performers, again, you can't read too much into friendlies, but I think this friendly is a bit different. Like I alluded to at the start of the video, usually it's pre-season, isn't it? And you're not that bothered about how certain players are playing. But this isn't pre-season. It's like a mini version of it. But we're, let's call it halfway through the season, and we're staring a relegation battle in the face. I wanted to see a bit of a small reaction. Now, I don't want us to fly into tackles or anything like that, but in terms of just doing the simple things better, like Sufal came on, worked hard. He was getting up and down the line. He was putting in some decent crosses. I saw something from Sufal that says, I'm working hard to improve and to make us improve. And there was a few players I didn't really get that from, which was disappointing to say the least. But like I said, it's only a friendly, but there's only 2 more after this one. I mean, Skamaka, I'll tell you what, if Skamaka had the gun pointed at Tupac would still be with us because he could not shoot to save his life tonight, could he? I mean, he was another player, very enthusiastic, hit the post, but should have had a hat trick. He should have had a hat trick. Now, I'll be the first person to sit here and say he's not got the service, but he had plenty of that tonight from West Ham and from Cambridge being League One. And bloody hell, I would have minded seeing Skamaka put one of those away. I mean, he was unlucky on 1 or 2 occasions, but pretty wasteful, to say the least. And am I worried about it? Not really, but I tell you what, it would have been nice to see him score a goal. That's all I'm going to say about Skamaka there. Could not score. But the youngsters look good. The youngsters were taking it serious. I think that was there to see. Connor Coventry played the 90 minutes, I think. I don't recall him going off. Looked comfortable enough. It was a comfortable enough evening. The people in the dugout at West Ham, and I say that for a reason. I'll get on to it. I've left it to the end of the video for a reason. The people in the dugout at West Ham tonight will be happy with that. Apart from the Cresswell one, but like I said, he didn't look in too much pain or anything. He just walked off willingly, went down the tunnel. I assume it's a bit of a strain and nothing too serious. Fingers crossed. But they'll be happy. You know, they've got to run out. A lot of senior players got plenty of minutes out there. Bowen's on the score sheet. Benrahma's on the score sheet. Nothing serious happened. That's a good training session for us out there this evening. Interestingly, didn't see David Moyes. I'll be honest. I say be honest. It's not a secret. I didn't see him. Nolan was the one doing everything. So I don't know where Moisey is. Moisey, where are you? I'll be honest. I hope he's not still in Qatar. I've defended Moyes going to the World Cup on the assumption he was going to return at the same time as the players, and he was only going for the start of the World Cup while the players were having their break. But I didn't see David Moyes tonight. I'm hoping he was there. He was just in an elevated position in the crowd watching the game from a different perspective. I hope that's what he was doing, but he didn't appear to be in the dugout. Nolan was one giving out all the directions and dealing with all the substitutions as well. So there you go. West Ham are back. A comfortable 4-2 victory for us. Some nice goals, some nice bits of play. Nothing to get too excited about, but nothing to get too worried about either, bar Cresswell and Ekwah in the Morocco game earlier. But it's nice to have West Ham back, I guess. Hopefully it starts to get in the mood for the Premier League returning. Ryan, to be fair, Ryan said Moyes was there. He had a beanie on. Well, there you go. Thank you, Ryan. I was only watching the dugout, to be fair. It was towards the end, actually, because Nolan was the one doing all the subs, because when they were doing the substitutions, there was no fourth official with the board. Understandable reason. So it's just old school, shout someone over and take them off and put someone else on and point and stuff like that. And Nolan was the one doing all the stuff. So yeah, I was just like, where's Dave? But like I said, I would assume he was there somewhere else in the crowd, just watching it from a different angle, kind of thing. But yes, a good evening for West Ham. For tonight, as we make a comeback, 2 players missing: Maxwell Cornet, Thomas Souček. So it'll be interesting to get updates on them, really, or the whereabouts of them. I assume they've both got little niggles or something. The Cornet one's probably a bit more worrying because we know what Souček's like. Souček literally has played with bloody noses and God knows what else and stuff. So there's no doubt about Souček's commitment. Cornet, on the other hand, he's someone who could be seen a little. I know Gonzo was combusting. I bet you, I haven't spoke to Gonzo tonight while the teams have come out or anything like that, but he's infuriated already with Cornet's absence. So I imagine when Gonzo saw the team sheet tonight, the starting 11 in the bench, and saw no Maxwell Cornet, I wouldn't be surprised if he was on the brink of just exploding, just bursting with rage. So that point be Gonzo's video tomorrow morning. Where is Cornet? Where is Cornet? Nice thumbnail of where's Wally with Cornet slapped in there somewhere. But anyway, right, I'm going to shut up now. If you've enjoyed this, do drop a like on it, please. It helps the channel out. Subscribe to Hammer's Chat. I'll be back tomorrow, probably talking a little bit about the managerial situation, people being linked to us and stuff like that. And hopefully later on this week, I'll have a video with a guest in regards to stuff about Declan Rice, actually, but hopefully that'll be later on this week, and we'll have our England-France preview up on, hopefully, Thursday evening. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. If you watch the friendly, let me know your thoughts on certain players or how you feel about the friendlies and stuff. Get them in the comments. I'll be back later tonight and tomorrow to have a read, get interacting with you. I'll catch you in a bit.